Okay. Good morning. We're going to start our day 3, and today we're going to do Google Maps, or just maps really. And Miss Celeste, our guest speaker, is going to go ahead and teach y'all all about maps.
Good morning, boys and girls. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Miss Celeste Robichaud, and I work here in the Thibodaux Learning Center in the office. And I'm very happy to talk to you about maps today because I really like maps and history. So today, first we're going to start out with a short video about hemispheres. And I'm going to share my screen so you can see it.
Places can be located on the Earth in another way. By what hemisphere they are in?
Let me start it back at the beginning. Here we go.
Places can be located on the Earth in another way. By what hemisphere they are in? A hemisphere means half a sphere. The equator divides the Earth into 2 hemispheres. North of the equator is called the northern hemisphere, and south of the equator is called the southern hemisphere. The Earth can be divided into hemispheres in another way too, by a meridian or line of longitude that runs between the north and south poles. West of this meridian is called the Western Hemisphere, which includes North and South America. And east of the meridian is called the Eastern Hemisphere, which includes Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia.
See, that was really short. So from what you saw there, could you hear it well enough to be able to answer questions? Because it did seem kind of soft. Yeah. Can you tell me what is a hemisphere? Ooh, we need to stop that. We need to edit that out of the final cut. Okay. What is a hemisphere? Okay, first what's a sphere?
It's a ball.
Yeah.
It's a circle.
A circle, that's sort of a good answer. It's more like a ball. Like this globe is a sphere. It's round all the way around, nothing flat. And the part of the word, the front of the word, hemi, means half. So if this is a sphere and a hemisphere would be what? Half of a sphere. Very good. And in the video, we learned that you can divide the Earth, imaginarily divide the Earth, in half across at the equator to make the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. And you can also divide it lengthwise and get the western hemisphere and the eastern hemisphere. Okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at Google Earth. Now, you will need to download that on your computer. So just to save time, I'm going to show it to you from my computer today, and you can download it later. And look at the whole Earth comes up. And you see that it goes straight to North America. Why do you think it went straight to North America? Yes.
Because that's where we live.
Exactly. It knows where I am. If I was in Europe, it would have rotated straight to Europe. So up here in the top left is a search bar. So let's see if we can find Louisiana. And I click search. And it zooms in to Louisiana. Now we're going to put in a zip code and zoom in to our city. And click search. And here we go. We're zooming in to Thibodaux. Or you at home can zoom in to whatever town you live in. Now we can take it even further than that. We're going to put in the address of the Learning Center where we are right now. And it's going to zoom in again.
On my map on the iPad, I can see.
And here we are. There's a little red balloon right here where we are at North Acadia at our Learning Center. So you can see here our building, this L-shaped building, and the cars in the parking lot.
Try mine.
And what do you think this is over here at the top? What?
The new hospital.
It's the new wellness center that's under construction right next door.
And my dad's and that's going to be my dad's hospital, new health center.
Good. So we can zoom in even more. Over on the right side, you see these little tools. We can zoom in even more to get closer and closer. All the way in. I could get it so close that if you were standing outside when this picture was taken, we could see you. You can do this with the address of your house, and you can see your house. If your dog was out in the yard when the picture was taken, you could see your dog. You can get it really, really close.
Try my house.
And then you can also see with Street View, you could see what it looked like if you were standing in our parking lot. So you can explore all over the place. You can see the Great Pyramids. You can see the Grand Canyon. You can see anything you want on the entire world using Google Earth. So it's a great tool to learn about geography. Okay, now let's get back to our lesson. Now that we've explored Google Earth, you can do that again on your own. And now we're going to look at different kinds of maps. As Toby showed you how to sign into Google, that's what I'm doing right here. And I'm going to my Google Drive. And I have a folder for grade 3 Louisiana history. And here's my Google Slides. I made a Google Slides just like you learned to do. Did you know that there's more than one kind of map? There are many, 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 many kinds of maps. Today we're going to concentrate on 4 kinds of maps. But there are maps for all kinds of things. There are maps that show the average temperature in a particular area. There are maps that show how much rainfall different places in the world get. And there are maps that show where people live. There are maps for just about everything, including maps of the ocean and where the currents are in the ocean. But today we're going to talk about 4 kinds of maps: political maps, physical maps, topographic maps, and population maps. Political maps show where things are, with the borders, where the cities are, where the borders of our state, borders of our parishes, and so on. What do you think of a political map of Louisiana would look like? Any ideas? Here's a political map of the state of Louisiana. You can see that it shows in green the borders of our parishes and the major rivers and lakes. A political map shows, as we said, the boundaries, the parishes, the neighboring states. Our neighboring states are Texas to our west, Arkansas to the north, and Mississippi to the east. Did you know that we're the only state in the whole United States with parishes? Every other state has counties. Do you know why? Does anybody have any idea why? Yes.
Because you got the Louisiana touring. Louisiana.
Yes, we were part of the Louisiana Purchase. James, do you know?
I have a question to say.
Okay, well, we'll take your question later. Thank you. The reason we have parishes is that Louisiana was originally a French colony, and it was also a Spanish colony, but the vast majority of the area was Catholic, and Catholic churches have parishes, which is the surrounding area of where the people live who go to that church. And that was transferred over to the political divisions within our state. So our counties are called parishes. A physical map shows what the water and the land look like. So you would see lakes, rivers, oceans, and so on. So what do you think a physical map of Louisiana would show? You can't see the boundaries of our parishes in this map, but you can see all the major rivers and lakes. Did you know we had that many lakes in Louisiana? Lots of places to go fishing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
A topographic map shows elevation. Does anybody know what elevation means? Yes. Speak louder. Speak louder, please.
Like going up.
Yes, going up, how high something is. Yes. So elevation would tell us the height of the land, like how high a mountain is, for instance. So what do you think a topographic map of Louisiana would look like? Yes.
All the mountains and hills.
Right. So you can see at the bottom of this map a key. Always look for the key on a map because that's very important information. And this one is a color key. It tells us by color what the elevation of the land is. And almost all of Louisiana is green. So what does that tell us about Louisiana?
All flat land.
Very good. It's all flat land. Only in the northeastern corner of Louisiana do we have anything with any amount of height to it. This is a different kind of topographic map, which shows elevation by lines. If you look very closely, you'll see faint brown lines on this map, and that shows a change in elevation. It also makes the paper look like it's crumpled up paper that you threw in the trash and then you took it out and tried to flatten it out. But that's because of the way this map is colored. It's actually flat. But those shades and colors also show you change in elevation. This is a map of Clark Creek, where we go hiking every spring. And I included this map because you can see actually some topographic features, whereas the map of Louisiana is very flat. We have one high point in the state called Mount Driscoll, but it's not really a mountain. It's about as high as some of the skyscrapers in New Orleans. It's not really a mountain. Closest we come to a mountain, though. So here you can see what a typographical map would look like. You can also see, this also has a map of the trails in the Clark Creek natural area. And it also has a little icon to show where the waterfalls are. What would the land look like where there's a waterfall? What would the elevation look like? Yes.
High, but really flat at the same time.
It would be a high spot with a low spot right underneath it, right? So that's why it looks like that on this map. Population map shows us the number of people living in different areas. What do you think the population map would look like for Louisiana? Can you predict what areas would show the most population? Somebody else I haven't heard from yet. A guess. What place do you think would have the most people in the whole state? Somebody give me a guess. I heard someone whisper New Orleans. Yes, Brielle, you have
Florida?
Florida? Florida is a different state. We're looking within Louisiana. So let's have a look. Here's a population map of the state of Louisiana. Again, look at the key. This one is on the right side, and this is also a color key. So the colors tell us how many people per square mile. So do you see some areas with lots of population? Yes, the person who said New Orleans was right. Just under Lake Pontchartrain, you see the city of New Orleans, and it's all red because there are many people who live in that area. There are a few other areas that are darker. We have Baton Rouge. I can see Lafayette and Lake Charles. And up in the northern part of the state, there's Shreveport and Monroe. And down in the middle, not quite as red, is Alexandria. So all of those, this population map shows us where the people in Louisiana live. You have a question?
Yeah. My mom was from Louisiana.
Good.
I mean, Lafayette.
Now you're going to have some fun exploring different kinds of maps. This website is listed in your course, so you can begin exploring different kinds of maps and including some pictures of maps in your slide presentation.
Okay, so we're gonna log into your course. Log into Genius, we'll get to your course. We're gonna go to day 3, and you're gonna get, first thing you're gonna do is explore some of these maps on that website.
You told them to create a Google slide.
So you can go, you can go do it later. All right, let's log into the course, log into G. They're not logging into Google right now.
No.
Not Google right now, so save that bookmark though, but go into Brainhunt, go into Genius like you do in your lesson.